Setsuko on the outside. Twirling Candy, oh, a lot of bumping going on. Game On Dude shifted out. Game On Dude goes on. Setsuko. Quindici.
Legendary, iconic voice of Santa Anita Park, Trevor Denman, calling it quits today in regards to calling the races at Santa Anita Park. His call the 2011 Big Cap. We say best of luck in retirement to the mighty Trevor Denman, who's influenced, much like Tom Durkin, basically every race caller over the last quarter century.
Yes, that is true. I mean, accuracy and drama kind of go hand in hand with Trevor Denman, and he's really perfected his Breeders' Cup calls and so on and so forth. As you said, 33 years calling at Santa Anita. He will continue at Del Mar for their season, but just a great quote by him in the Blood Horse today, saying, "I'm gotten tired of counting dollars. I want to count stars." So he's going to enjoy retirement at his farm in Minnesota.
Yes.
That's right. So Frank Miramati and Michael Rona filling in while he's gone.
All right, good. Two capable backups, if you will, or support from Michael Rona and Frank Miramati. Two guys certainly influenced by Trevor. We'll look for him at Del Mar as away he goes. Trevor Denman done calling it the great race place. Now, we welcome you aboard Friday edition of Aqueduct Insider. For me, well, I've been off the last couple of days. It's good to be back in South Ozone Park, Queens, here with Maggie Wolfendale, Jason Blewitt, and all of you out there on MSG Plus. And tell you, turn back the clock a good month and a half with the weather we had today. It was splendid.
I mean, you could make somebody believe that it wasn't December here today. It was absolutely beautiful. Sunshine, abundant sunshine, and the temperatures were perfect, so thus leading to us getting back on the turf, which was nice for the last two of those turf races, the 6th and the 8th.
And that's a good segue into our first headline, or second if you include Trevor's Santa Anita retirement, in the form of the 4-star Dave. Maybe a little overdue in some of our minds, but grade 1 status for the 2016 4-star Dave up at the Spa.
Well, when you consider that a two-time Horse of the Year won this race several times, yeah, it should be a grade 1 as we're checking out Grand Arch winning it this past year. The 4-star Dave, it's kind of become a signature turf race at Saratoga, at least for me. I mean, there's a lot of history around 4-star Dave himself. The story of him is always intriguing to people, and like I said, good horses have won this race, so much deserving with the grade 1 status.
And that has filled a spot. I think your point is well taken in regards to the top American milers, or at least on the East Coast and in the Midwest. There just aren't many spots over the summertime, and that has filled a void, normally smack dab in the halfway point of the meet, right around where the Sword Dancer used to be. And Jimmy Jerkins, a man on the prowl. He'll send out a major contender in tomorrow's Garland of Roses, right? Yeah,
that is right, with Classic Point. Jimmy coming off a pretty good year, and I got to catch up with him a little bit earlier this afternoon to find out about her and another nice horse he has. With the Garland of Roses tomorrow, here with trainer Jimmy Jerkins, who will send out Classic Point from the outside post. Jimmy kind of lost her way in her last 2 starts. Is there a reason for that? And she was also off from March till September.
Yeah, you know, she's one of those fillies. She just plain came back from Florida and didn't do any good. Tied up all the time and lost everything. And we just kicked her out in Florida for a while, and she came back, not Florida, upstate New York for a while in the spring, you know, when it was nice, and came back, and I thought she'd be a little short for the first one, but last time out, the same deal. She tied up pretty bad, real too close to the race, and you know, every once in a while you get away with it, but most of the time you don't. I think that was the reason for a bad performance, but she's done very well leading up to this one. She looks a lot fitter, and she hasn't even thought of tying up, so I expect a lot better race from her.
Oh, great. Well, good to hear that. And how do you think, as far as the race playing out with Room for Me and Princess Violet in the mix, what kind of trip are you looking for?
Well, I'm going to tell her, as long as she breaks good, I think, you know, she's got some good races on the lead and laying right up there. I'm not going to tell them not to take a hold of her, and don't discourage her at all from running, because when she's right, she can dog them pretty good. So that's pretty much. Plus, she's out there in the clear, so you don't have to worry about her if she does break a step slow. Somebody coming over and shutting her off. So I like the spot she's in.
Well, turning our attention to your pretty nice New York bred, picking up his first grade 1 win was FNX last time out at Churchill in the Clark Handicap. What are your plans for him? You giving him a little break, or are we going to see him down in Florida?
No, we're going to just keep him up here all winter. He did. It doesn't sound like a thing to do, especially now that since last winter, he's become a lot more valuable. But you know, he's a horse that loves to be around the barn with the other horses, and I think he just you know, being with our people that know him and, you know, take good care of him, and you know, we might blister his ankles and stuff like that. You know, he's we kind of do old-fashioned stuff with him because he's like an old-fashioned horse. He's kind of a throwback. He's tough as nails, and he's just a super quality horse.
Well, Jimmy, you've done a great job with him, bringing him along, and look forward to seeing him here at the Big A, possibly.
So do I.
All right, one of the good guys. Always nice catching up with Jimmy Jerkins, a pillar in the training community. And I like Jimmy hearing... I like listening to Jimmy say words like old-fashioned and sort of a throwback, because in my mind, that's exactly what he is.
He really is. Jimmy, I mean, learned from one of the greatest, obviously his father, and Alan Jerkins. So they just have that whole old-school mantra, and they're really attuned to horses' individuality, and they'll, you know, make their training regimes around a horse's kind of personality. And obviously he's had to do that with Classic Point, and looks as though he may have her on the right track now.
And certainly on the right track with FNX and his idiosyncrasies, and the barn knows him well. The horse likes being around people, and of course Jimmy's base at Belmont Park. In a cold winter, probably, but FNX will be stabled over at Belmont as we gear up for his campaign in 2016. No reason to think he won't be one of the best handicap horses in the country. Let's move it ahead. Friday's third race. We've got a lot of ground to cover. We're back on the turf. We were fast and yielding, and by the way, about 90,000, the double pick six carryover. Here's race 3 of the Friday feature as we send it up the track announcer, John Abrial.
Sustainable out for the lead. Natalie Victoria runs in second. On the outside is Rapid Repair with the Piccolo Flats fourth in the early going, and Tahoe Tigress is the trailer. They cross over now from the chute to the main track. Natalie Victoria up to challenge Sustainable for the lead, and those two are heads apart. They've got a length and a half on Rapid Repair in third. Then the big favorite, Piccolo Flats, runs in fourth. Piccolo Flats is a half dozen lengths from the leader. Tahoe Tigress trails the quarter in 23 and 4. The leader is Sustainable by a length. Natalie Victoria in second by 2. Then it's Rapid Repair in third. Piccolo Flats in the clear on the outside at fourth, almost 3 lengths to Tahoe Tigress. Now there's less than a half mile to the finish. Sustainable on the inside, Natalie Victoria on the outside, and they hook up as they go around the far turn. A length and a half to Rapid Repair in third. Piccolo Flats is still in fourth, now 4.5 from the front, and Tahoe Tigress. Now they're coming for the top of the stretch. Sustainable on the inside and Natalie Victoria on the outside. And the two of them are heads apart with a quarter of a mile to the finish. Here's Rapid Repair on the outside. And Piccolo Flats is out in the middle of the track, but with a lot to do, and now Tahoe Tigress has come on through. In the meantime, Sustainable has drawn clear by 3. Then it's Tahoe Tigress, Rapid Repair, and Piccolo Flats. Sustainable, a clear-cut winner here, won by almost 5. Looked like Rapid Repair got second over Tahoe Tigress. Piccolo Flats struggled home fourth.
Confident ride out of Junior Alvarado, who didn't wait for Natalie Victoria, who on paper looked like the controlling speed. Well, Junior was having none of that. He made the first move early, played out as the inside speed, and that was good enough for Sustainable as the second choice upset at 10-20.
To be honest, I was a little worried that, you know, sometimes you get horses stretching out for the first time, and that'll be their best performance doing that. And then they kind of regress a little bit thereafter. But I thought, as you alluded to, just a perfect ride and what this filly needed from Junior.
And Piccolo Flats, the big odds-on favorite, just no response out of her today, basically on empty down the backside. Let's move on to race number 6. First turf race we've had here at the Big A since last Sunday, and late in the year, Chad Brown on the cusp of $20 million in purse money won sends out a 2-pronged attack on this race. He's got one for the Ramseys breaking in the middle of the pack, and the number 8, America's Kitten, and the number 9, Seeking Out for the other Chad Brown runner, who is your favorite at 8-5 as we go back to Johnny I.
Bluegrass Rye in front, and Seeking Alpha runs in second, with Black Eagle next in third. And on the outside is Arbitrator running in fourth. Liam's Prince is next in fifth as the field heads for the clubhouse turn. It's Bluegrass Rye, the leader. Leader by almost 2 lengths. Seeking Alpha runs in second. Throwing his head about there is Black Eagle, who's running in third. Then Arbitrator next in fourth, length and a half to Caldera in fifth. Liam Sprint's on the inside in sixth. Godiva's on the outside, running in seventh, and at the back are Bokeelia Island and America's Kitten. The quarter went in 24 seconds. Now they're heading up the backstretch with Bluegrass Rye in front by 2. Seeking Alpha runs in second. Black Eagle has settled down now and is still in third. Then Arbitrator on the outside in fourth, followed by Caldera in fifth. Then Godiva, Liam's Prince, America's Kitten, and Bokeelia Island. Positions really unchanged as the field goes into the far turn after a half in 50 and 2/5 seconds. It is Bluegrass Rye, but Seeking Alpha now is getting closer on the outside. Bluegrass Rye in front by a head. Seeking Alpha is right there in second, and Black Eagle is just in behind in third. Then Caldera and Godiva, the field enters the stretch. And it is Seeking Alpha on the outside now to take the lead from Bluegrass Rye. Black Eagle is third. Then Caldera, America's Kitten, Bokeelia Island on the extreme outside. Seeking Alpha's got a 4-length lead as they come on down to the finish. And it will be Seeking Alpha. Looked like Caldera got second over Bokeelia Island.
Robert LaPenta Silks, you can't miss them. The maroon with the gold stripes, and like the Michael Jordan here with the tongue hanging out. Seeking Alpha, Jordan-esque, and just crushing this field and running away in the sixth.
I know, it's always, I always love it when they have their tongue sticking out. But he looked very good in winning this race. I mean, never really touched here by Javier up in the irons. And returning back to the turf, I thought it was a good effort last time, and he proved that to be true. A disappointing effort, though, from Chad's other horse, America's Kitten.
Yeah, America's Kitten just never got on track, but the tactical edge went to Seeking Alpha, and he became the first winning favorite on the card. Bokeelia Island, an OK Turf debut for Shug, Point of Entry's little brother. We've had open-length winners so far, but if you like tight photos, don't leave. Return on the other side of the break when we head back to the grass.
Now you can enjoy your favorite pro and fantasy football teams while playing the races in style as Longshots welcomes back NFL Sunday Ticket. With over 400 HD TVs, 270 individual carols, a full-service sports bar and food menu, Longshots is the place to catch all the great racing and football action. So come on out, bring your friends, bring your league to Longshots, located on the second floor at Aqueduct.
Whoa, whose mouth is that? Look at those chompers. Ready to go? The watch looks good. And set for battle here at the Big A. These horses just give us so much pleasure, give us everything, in fact. And tell you, the game is much more than a hobby or a sport. It is a lifestyle. We're glad you're still with us. Maggie and Jason here on Aqueduct Insider. And do you ever get tired of even standing there in the morning if you've got to hold a horse while they're changing the equipment or anything like that?
Oh, no. Obviously, I don't get tired of getting a leg up on one either. I enjoy every moment that I get to ride my horses. And also, it helps when you get to ride for your husband because you get to pick and choose your favorite horses. So, yeah, I have it pretty good.
They do give us everything, and they really go out there for our pleasure and joy. And Toys for Tots, it is the season for giving already, December the 4th. Bring a new unwrapped toy to a child in need here at the Big A, December 12th and the 13th. United States Marine Corps, good stuff all around. And please think of those less fortunate than us during this holiday season as we go back to John and Brielle for the call. Race number 7. Back on the main track, and they were betting a few in here. Basically, the bookend horses, Power Nap on the rail, and the outside runner, the 8, Be a Hero, are both 2-1. Dark Big A, but the sun was out at 3:20.
And they're off. Be a Hero away well from the far outside. Ready, Heart and Soul is right there, and Manhattan Mischief. 3 of them vying for the early lead. Down at the rail, Power Nap is just in behind in 4th. Chelios alongside in 5th. Captain Moss runs in 6th. Hey Bro is 7th, and Saltine Warrior trails the field in 8th. Manhattan Mischief now comes away with the lead. It's Manhattan Mischief by a neck. Ready, Heart and Soul presses that pace in 2nd after an opening quarter in 23 seconds. Be a Hero is back running in 3rd, but just 2 lengths from the front. Power Nap down at the rail in 4th. Then Captain Moss in 5th, followed by Hey Bro, Chelios, and Saltine Warrior. They're moving for the top of the stretch. Ready, Heart and Soul, Manhattan Mischief. Here's Be a Hero 3 wide. Captain Moss is 4 wide. And Power Nap is looking for a way through as they come through the stretch. It's Manhattan Mischief down at the rail with the lead. Be a Hero driving up on the outside with Power Nap down at the rail. Inside the 16th pole, Manhattan Mischief trying to hold off Power Nap. And here's a late move on the outside from Hey Bro. It's a photo finish between Manhattan Mischief and Power Nap. Hey Bro coming late for 3rd.
Aggression has paid off today. We saw it earlier with Junior Alvarado and Sustainable in the 3rd. And Angel Arroyo here rides the speedster Manhattan Mischief. No games, right to the lead. Drifted off the rail, and it was close between he and the one Power Nap.
Some games, though, with who trains this horse, Steve Caceres, James Caceres, Pennsylvania, New York, but he seems to run anywhere, as he did have a bit of a rough trip last time out at Penn National and led every step of the way and just barely held off Power Nap to win by a nose.
Pretty solid 3 lifetime 50 claimer. We may have had a few claims out of there. Sit tight for that. We have Maggie's, what breed is this?
Jack Russell.
He's a Jack Russell named George. Pick him up. Put him on camera. He's jumping up on my leg. There is George. So if you hear things rattling and moving around while we're on camera, it's George destroying the studio.
Hi.
And he's got the tongue sticking out as well. Let's move on. Race number 8. We'll hang out with George. We'll get you back to the action as we wrap up the grass races today. 1 mile on the turf, $25,000 starter allowance.
And the rough. 3 for Me is going out for the lead. Then it's Snake Oil Charlie and the gray Harpoon on the outside. 3 for Me is the leader, and Harpoon is second narrowly over Snake Oil Charlie. Luigi P far outside moves up from 4th. Boss Man is next in 5th, then it's Inventor's Gate, and the trailer is Lord of Love in 7th. They move around the clubhouse turn. 3 for Me in front by a length, with Harpoon giving chase in 2nd, and then it is Luigi P and Snake Oil Charlie right together 3rd and 4th through a quarter that was slow, 25-4 over the yielding turf. Boss Man runs in 5th, then Inventor's Gate in 6th, and a gap of 2 lengths to the trailer Lord of Love. 3 for Me continues to lead here. It's 3 for Me by 3/4 of a length over Harpoon. 3 for Me ran the half in 51-1. 3 for Me is the leader. Harpoon races in 2nd. Down on the inside is Snake Oil Charlie. On the outside, Luigi P. Boss Man's in between those 2. Then Inventor's Gate and Lord of Love at the back. They're moving for the head of the stretch. 3 for Me is holding on to the lead over Harpoon. 3 for Me cuts the corner with the lead. Harpoon on the outside in 2nd. 3 for Me in front by a length. Harpoon in 2nd. And then Snake Oil Charlie, followed by Boss Man. And Lord of Love is putting in a late run here. 3 for Me. Here's Lord of Love on the inside. 3 for Me. Lord of Love. Boss Man on the outside. They come for the wire. 3 for Me and Lord of Love. Looked like 3 for Me held on. 3 for Me narrowly over Lord of Love with Boss Man in 3rd.
Like this horse quite a bit. Gritty New York bred. In fact, a state-bred exacta with Lord of Love closing up the rail. But 3 for Me just wants the win, and he gets his 2nd turf victory here in a matter of a couple of weeks for Steve Caceres.
And now he's 3 for 3 here at Aqueduct. I mean, that's pretty impressive. He's truly one of those horses for courses and one that really appreciates the going here at the Big A. And Steve Caceres picking up back-to-back nose victories.
Yeah, perfect in that late pick 4, winning back-to-back photos, as you said. Let's check out everything else on the card today. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 9. Fast and yielding once again, and all the other pieces in the big double pick 6 carryover.
Those 2 are heads apart, with Sing for Beauty just in behind in 3rd. Fancy and Flashy is now back running in 4th down towards the rail. Then it's Rain in 5th as the field comes into the stretch. The half in 46 2/5 seconds. She's all even. Momentary Magic. Sing for Beauty on the outside. Up to grab the lead. Sing for Beauty's in front. Then She's All Even, Momentary Magic, and Rain. Ragazza Pubella down towards the rail. As they come for the finish, it's going to be Sing for Beauty and a big upset in the opener. Close for 2nd between Rain and Ragazza Pubella. For the back, it's Rice and Beans, One Tall Queen, Awesome Winter, and La Fiction. Into the stretch, Stone-Hearted Lover has a 5-length lead. Stone-Hearted Lover with this big advantage and an 1/8 of a mile to the finish. Stone-Hearted Lover now by 6 or 7. Rice and Beans is moving up on the outside into second. Then it's Bustin' Aces, She's Gifted, and Little Renegade. They are not going to catch this long shot winner. Stone-Hearted Lover at 17-1. Rice and Beans was second, and Bustin' Aces finished third. From front-running Box Office, and now less than a 1/4 of a mile to the finish. Box Office by 2. Pass the Dice is in second. They're moving through the stretch with Box Office holding on to the lead. Pass the Dice is all out in second. Farther back, St. Finian. And then Saturday Appeal, who's moved up, but there's no catching Box Office. And we have another upset winner as we start the pick 6 here. Box Office at 12-1. Pass the Dice was second, close for third between Saturday Appeal. Here by Yakov. So it's Yakov and XXX right together as they turn for home. Now We Are Free is on the outside, along with Chase Lane, and Fleeting has found a way through down at the rail. And now there's an 1/8 of a mile to the finish. It is Yakov, and on the outside, Now We Are Free. And down at the rail, it's Fleeting inside the 16th pole. Now We Are Free now puts a head in front of Yakov. Now We Are Free takes it. Yakov was second. Fleeting finished third, and Chase Lane was fourth. Lady Chocolata and Princess Zana. Into the stretch, the half in 47 seconds. Cora Moss has built a 3-length lead over Whimsy's Girl. Then Naughty Grace running in third, and Sweet Pursuit is fourth. It's Cora Moss with a commanding lead as they race past the 16th pole. Cora Moss and Jose Ortiz. Much the best here. Whimsy's Girl was second. Then Sweet Pursuit and Naughty.
Popular winning tactic today, it seemed, on the main track, and even the turf courses as well. Early Speed did very, very well today, specifically Inside Speed, and that wasn't lost on Katie Davis, the 7-pound bug, as we backtrack with Cappy to Friday's second, 37 and change on Stone-Hearted Lover.
Yeah, and Katie Davis picking up her first win of the year, actually, here at the Big A, and she got it done in impressive fashion. Stone-Hearted Lover put all the pieces of the puzzle together and finally broke her maiden and career start number 9.
And she rode against her sister here. Jackie Davis was on the 5, La Fiction. No Dylan Davis in today's second, but there's been more than one occasion. We had all 3 Davis kids riding, and of course Robbie training, and we can get on to the rider standings. Speaking of jockeys, and Javier Castellano, a 2 for Friday, picking up a riding double, as did Jose Ortiz, who was aboard for Bruce Levine in the last. There's my man Steve Caceres picking up a training double. He is one of the good guys. Big fan of Stevie K. Philip Scott, Charlton Baker, Diane Balsamo. Good to see some other people getting victories as well on this Friday card, and quite a few claims. They began early with Momentary Magic, a popular drop-down, a 4-way shake. They continued on with the 4th race, a couple out of race number 5, including Fleeting, who I didn't think finished up all that great. The winner, Now We Are Free, to Carlos Figueroa. And race 7, that looked like it might be popular, and we had the exacta horses. The winner, Manhattan Mischief, over Paranap, and don't forget Cora Moss, claimed by Andrew Lakeman off Bruce Levine in a winning effort in today's 9th race. As we have a $200,000 guaranteed late pick 4, all that and more when we come back. Big A Blue on this Friday afternoon, rolling down the stretch on MSG+. Horses getting saddled, riders will get a leg up, and we are charging down to the finish line in the home stretch on another Friday at Aqueduct. Moving on to Saturday's race number 7 preview. Solid field, a big field of New York bred allowance horses. Here's a look at St. Joseph. Does he improve second start back?
I think he does here, Jay. He probably needed that start. First off, the trainer change to Jeremiah, and off the layoff here as we're checking him out, breaking his maiden here over this very course. So I'm certain that because he got embroiled in a bit of a pace stool that completely collapsed in that last race, I think it sets him up nicely. It's just, does he get the right kind of setup?
And he's got to deal with the crummy inside post in a big field. There's some other speeds, and that may bode well even with an outside post. Your morning line favorite, Black Tide, who's 3-1 for Erad and Michelle Nevin. He will actually scoot up the rail. Got a great ride, and Indiana Stones rallied out in the middle of the track. But Black Tide, things went his way, and he showed up with a good effort.
Yeah, he did. did, coming off of the turf, and I like this effort. I mean, True Bet proved to be best here, and as you said, Jose giving him a good ride. Irad's up tomorrow.
New York Chrome. Not sure if I really dig the name, but I do like this horse. I get he beat a suspect field back on Memorial Day weekend, but he did it against a very strong rail. New York Chrome, I think, will run back and show up with a good effort for Jason Service.
Right, if he comes back with this effort, and there's every reason that he can, because you go back his first effort, well, he probably needed the race as he showed here. Second race, he was involved in a pace duel and then faded and has been off since May. So you got to think something may have happened. Why can't he get back to that second race if he's firing on all cylinders?
Yeah, he's 8-1 on the morning line. Very good trainer in his corner in Jason Service, and we'll see how he does in a big field and pivotal leg in that guaranteed late pick 4. Race number 8 in the meantime, our featured Garland of Roses. We caught up with Jimmy during the first segment with Classic Point. She's got to show up. She's got the big 2 in here. Up first, Room for Me, who she faces.
Right, Room for Me, coming off of a disappointing, yet she was a big price in that filly and mare sprint at Keeneland. But she does look to be the speed in here. You just got to wonder, did that race maybe take a bit out of her, going back and forth from Kentucky? But
right.
Still, she looks to be in the controlling seat as La Madrina. I like the turn back for her.
Okay, let's move on to New York bred Princess Violet. This is the spring meet at Keeneland, where she became a Grade 1 winner in the Madison.
And she beat a Grade 1 quality field here, turning back, Stop Charging Maria, Lady Sibilia, who we saw with that blowout win in the overnight stakes, the Pumpkin Pie back at Belmont, and Wedding Toast. I mean, she went on to win 2 graded stakes from there. So I think Princess Violet, if Mike has her right, and I put my faith in Mike that he will, she might be tough.
And maybe that's the best news, Mike Hushin being reunited with Princess Violet. Great job in the interim by Linda Rice. And here's the 14 go for Juan with Classic Point and Princess Violet.
Now, we got to see if she can get back to that good form that she had winning this race, as well as some others later on and early on in the year of 2015. You heard Jimmy say he thinks he's got it right.
All right, tight photo there in the 2014 go for Juan. And as the year counts down and ticks down, we continue on with our Best of New York series, number 19 of 2015. What an effort here. What a kick from Jess's Dream after a terrible start.
Jess's Dream was a step slow to start. It's All Rise on the inside, and Prodigal is sent along, and Prodigal's going to grab the lead. All Rise goes with Prodigal early in the race to the first turn, and then it's Charm, Securities to the outside. Securities to the outside of them. 2.5 lengths to Charm, and then it's Captain Tim, followed by Gadrivi and Jess's Dream. 3/4 went in 1:11 and 4, and they make their way toward the top of the stretch, and Securities goes up to grab the lead. All Rise cuts the corner, tries to fight back, and then comes Captain Tim to the outside. Jess's Dream, who is so far behind, is trying to make a late run on the far outside, and he's closing the gap. It's Securities, All Rise. Jess's Dream on the far outside is coming. Jess's Dream from dead last. Is he going to get up? Jess's Dream is a...
You couldn't storybook this, even with Walt Disney. Curlin, Rachel Alexandra, horrible start. Jess's Dream made his belated debut a winning one for Keir McLaughlin as Javier Castellano tips his cap to all of you, and we'll see you, Maggie and myself, tomorrow night right here on Aqueduct Insider.